And I am live, queuing up the theme song. And here we go. Action. Queuing up again.
Yeah. Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one now. Spirituality. You got a question for RLM? Spirituality. It's time to get some answers, baby. Spirituality. Oh, now we getting real. Spirituality. And time to get down. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality Radio. I'm your host, Global Happiness Specialist, Rebecca L. Norrington, Inner Peace Practitioner, Oracle, student, mother, Reiki practitioner, blah, 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 blah. But most importantly, a student. Ongoing. This life, there is always something to learn different. There's always something to experience. There's always something to transcend. There is always something to practice. And when I say happiness specialist, what the hell does that mean? Happiness specialist, what the nerve? The nerve. Oh, I'm getting sometimes I get some really, let me say, mean comments. Happiness. How can you be happy in the state of the world? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, the state of the world. But before I go on, let me just share. There's a lot of new listeners, a lot of new people finding me, and just thank you for listening and sharing. When I say happiness specialist, what the hell does that mean? That means that the practice is to vibrate a personal energy of contentment, a personal energy of peace, regardless of what the world throws at you, regardless of what the world throws at me. And this happiness, this contentment, this inner peace, guess what? Oh, hold on a second. Oh, I got to turn that off. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. It's so funny. I leave one of the computers on and now I hear this reverb anyway. And I've done it so many times. You would think that I would learn. But bottom line is this. Let's get back to the introduction. When I say happiness is a practice skill, it is a practice skill. But what do you practice? You practice eliminating all of those program behaviors, and I'm up to 58 program behaviors. And I list 56 in this book. This is called Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. It is an international bestseller. It's on Amazon. And in this book, though, I list 56 program behaviors that subtract from a person's contentment, happiness, peace. And I also list 26 behaviors to practice that will add to that vibration or that element. Scratch that element. What a lot of programmed people are seeking. And when I say programmed, all I'm talking about is what you learned as a child, what you learned as a toddler, what you learned, what you were programmed to believe. A quick example. I like to use the worrying. Do you worry? Well, the answer is the answer is worrying is a program behavior. Complaining is a program behavior. Focusing on what's negative is a program behavior. Believing that words have power. I know. Believing that words have power is a program behavior. And it's just a practice. It's just a practice if you prioritize and you make a commitment that this happiness, this contentment is valuable to you. But a lot of the population doesn't value happiness until it's too late. And in fact, one of the things that I share at the beginning of each show is there's a very famous study. You can Google it. It's called The 5 Most Common Regrets of the Dying. And these people were interviewed by a hospice nurse, their hospice nurse, and she asked them what were their 5 biggest regrets. And these 5 regrets kept coming back over and over and over again, which number 1, I wish I would have pursued my dreams and aspirations and not the life others expected of me. Number 2, I wish I didn't work so hard. Yours truly, I don't have that problem. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings and speak my mind. Number 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And number 5 is I wish I would have been happier. And there's a quote from Abraham Hicks, and it's one of my favorite quotes. It is, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. So it is about the journey. It is about the daily moment by moment experiences and your perception, your perspective of what is going on externally. The good news is, my dear listeners, the good news is, you know what? I'm going to give you a gift. That's right. That's how nice I am. I'm going to give you a gift. The answer to all of your problems and all of your challenges and all of your angst for the rest of your life. This is the answer. Hold on a second. And we all have one at the house. A mirror. This. No, it's not that this needs to be cleaned. This mirror is probably about 100 years old. It was my grandmother's mirror. But anyway, whoop, 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 whoop. Anyway, looking in the mirror, that's how powerful you are. You have the ability to make different choices when you recognize your own programming, and when you recognize that it's the programming that is causing the suffering, not the experience of life, not this experience. And in fact, let me see, hold on a second. I was this came in my Instagram feed. And this is, and I had it transcribed. So this is, most people believe that thinking is an active process, and they are the ones generating thoughts, controlling them, and shaping them. Most people believe that thinking is an active process, and they believe that they're the ones generating the thoughts, controlling them, and shaping them. But what if I told you that thinking is not something that you do? It is something that happens, that your mind is not the speaker, but the receiver. You don't create thoughts, you hear them, like you listen to waves on the shore. Thoughts arise, spontaneously appearing in your awareness without your permission. But here's the secret. The real you is not the one making the noise. You are the one listening. And this changes everything, because you are the listener, not the thinker. Then who are you really? You are the one listening. So this just reiterates and solidifies when I talk about, you're not your thoughts, you're not your stories, you're not all of these things in your head. All of the and the thoughts are separate from who you truly are. You are presence, you are awareness. And when you practice identifying with that, whatever you want to call it, higher self, when you practice identifying with that entity that is not human, you're going to experience a lot more peace, I love this. Most people believe that thinking is an active process and they're the ones generating the thoughts. I can change my thoughts. Uh, uh, Listen, I've been practicing this for 45 years and I still wake up with thoughts that are not pleasant, the thoughts that are negative, the thoughts that are distracting, the thoughts that say there's something wrong with this moment. And in fact, when I do identify or when I do sit there and engage in those thoughts that this human Rebecca experiences, guess where my contentment level is? Down. So it's a practice. And what I found sharing all of this material for over 45 years and teaching the classes, The Truth About Happiness for 15 years in California, in Roseburg, Oregon, and now in Vegas, and teaching these classes, The Truth About Happiness, what I found is there is a minority of people, small minority of people that are interested, that are even committed, that even want to even have any interest. In fact, the majority of the population is content, satisfied with their programming, and don't mess up the program. Don't tell me anything different. Don't have me practicing anything different. Don't have me looking in the mirror. So I get it. It's a lonely job. It's a very, very lonely job. But anyway, back to today's topic. Oh, and I also transcribed this one. Listen to this. It says, "Who are we?" with a question mark. Every single one of us is a field. That is, you are the observer and the observed and the actor. Every one of us is a field that does not exist in space and time. I know I'm getting way out there. Space time exists within this field, which is us. So every single one of us, so we are the observer, not observer, observer, the observed, and the actor. And the actor, I would say, is Rebecca. I would put that on the person or the human. The observer, and the observed. So when you identify with the observer and the observed, life changes. When I say life changes, there is a peace, PEACE, that, and a calm that has entered into my life more than ever. It's just a different way of experiencing this thing we call life. Okay, the topic of today is, hold on a second. Today's topic, as I did an 18-minute intro, today's topic is where's my notes? Today's topic is the state of the world. The state of the world. And I always put my notes way over there. Okay. The state of the world. How many times am I going to say that? I'm into, lately I've been into this rap battle between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And I've watched countless of reactions to the different songs. And most of the people on the reaction videos, they say, bro. So let me just say to the audience, bro. But anyway, back to the show. I digress. How did I get off of that? The state of the world. Okay, the state of the world. That's the topic for today's show. Put your seatbelts on. This show is, as usual, pushes buttons, triggers, but there is nothing that I'm going to say that isn't the truth. The state, the last week, I've had countless people share with me what they believe is the state of this world. And that's why I wanted to do this topic, or wanted to discuss this topic. And the answers came chaotic, doomed, tragic, unfortunate. Not one person gave, replied with, wow, the state of the world is in divine order, or the state of the world is what it is without judgment. But then I did question one person, and they managed to come up with, the state of the world is always growing and changing. That's a different answer also. That's a different vibration. You can feel the different vibration when you use certain words. But the other one, chaotic, tragic, what was the turmoil, doomed. I mean, so many low vibrating, let me say that, low vibrating responses, low vibrational responses, that I wanted to do a topic on the state of the world. And I want to ask you, my dear listener, I want to ask you, my dear audience, what do you believe is the state of the world? And let me just share this. There are billions, what is it, 8 billion now on the planet, almost 8 billion, or maybe even over 8 billion. But I know there's billions of people on this planet. And so there are billions of different perspectives, and there are billions of different answers. Even if you agree with someone, if somebody said, oh yes, the state of the world is tragic, it's chaos. However you describe the state of the world is another way of you describing your inner state, your personal inner state. What you see, what you focus on, what you judge reflects on what's going on internally. Remember, I had the mirror, what is going on internally. So how you see the world is what's going on inside. You can't separate it. I mean, you can't separate them. And so my answer to the question is, the state of the world is always the same. It is in order, or it is in divine order, or it is in God's order, or universal order, whatever source's order, whatever word you want to use. It's really not about the word. It's about everything is in order. When I look out in nature, everything, all the animals they're in order. And so I know it's challenging to say that, and especially with the state that the human can look at and see so much, quote unquote, suffering, mentally, physically, emotionally suffering. And I contend that suffering, listen, I'm not running around skipping and, oh, the world is wonderful, everybody is happy. No, that's not where I'm coming from. What I'm coming from is a different place where the world is God's business. God's business, God's experience. God is experiencing all of this through each individual. But back to the state of the world. So when I say it's in divine order, regardless of what Rebecca wants to think, regardless of what my ego wants to think, regardless of what my mind says, I'm identifying with I'm identifying with consciousness, which being an observer and the observed, coming from that place as opposed to a human physical level of being. And hopefully I'm making sense. And if I'm not, oh well. There was this was years ago when I was living in California, at least 20 years ago when I was working. I used to take the bus to downtown Los Angeles every day. And there was a gentleman on the bus and he was blind. And I would always sit I wouldn't always sit in the front, but I usually sat in the front of the bus. And he would sit in the front of the bus too. And so I don't know how many weeks went by or months went by. Finally, there was a time when he sat right next to me, the front of the bus. And so I could have a conversation with him. And excuse me, hold on, audience. My Voss water, which is going to be a sponsor soon, Voss water. This is the correct way to drink water, by the way. Gulp, smack. That's the way to drink water. Crazy. Okay, anyway, so this gentleman who was blind, he had the white cane with the red tip. And he sat next to me and I asked him, about how was he blind at birth? We just started talking. And he said, no, I wasn't blind at birth. I was hit in the head, I think in the front of the head with a baseball bat. And he went blind. And you know what else this gentleman said to me? And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Being hit by a baseball bat so hard that he went blind was the best thing that happened to him. Now, again, this was at least 20 years ago, and it's one of my favorite encounters and stories. And of course, I had to ask him why. And he started telling me about his past, and he used to be a gang member, and even to the point of putting bodies in trunks of cars to drop them off at someplace else. I mean, he was talking about being involved in murder. He was talking about being involved with a lot of different things. And he was on his way to prison. I mean, eventually. And he said, but I guess there was a rival gang fight. And of course, again, hit by a baseball bat in the head. And he said, but if that didn't happen to me, I would be in prison or dead for sure. I wouldn't be able to enjoy my family, my nephews, my nieces. I don't think he had any children. I don't remember. And he says he just kept going. He kept going on with all of the blessings that this blindness brought. I'd never heard anything like it. It affected me in a way. It shifted my perspective, number one, instantly. And it also solidified that even the worst, what the world would call the worst, the program world would call the worst of the worst happened. This gentleman found something to be grateful for. And we had a lot of talks after that too. I mean, he was riding the bus every day because he was working with the youth in this was in Los Angeles. He was working with the youth, the kids that were susceptible to joining gangs. And so that's what he did. He devoted his whole life to that. And when I say the state of the world is really reflects the state of what's going on inside of you, that's a fact. So your perspective reflects your internal state. And I'm going to throw this out too, because listen, my main thing as far as being a speaker, an author, all that, my main is being a student, an ongoing student, always learning, always growing, always expanding, always practicing transcending who I was yesterday, what I focused on yesterday. It is a constant state of evolving. And now my new thing is this, good days, bad days. If you listen to people, well, this was a good day. I hope I have a good day. Oh, I had a bad day. All of that still falls under the label of perspective. It's impossible. This is my new practice. It is impossible for me to have a bad day. Now, my ego will tell me, oh, this is a bad day. But I'm telling you, when I identify with presence, it is impossible to have a bad day. It is just a day. And this experience is not what the world has taught, not what the 98% of the population believes. This experience is deeper. You'll find out as soon as you close your eyes and you go to the next dimension, which is also known as dying. You'll find out. Okay, let's see. Oh, one of the things I wanted to share is my YouTube channel. I turned off the comments, and I turn off the comments for one reason. And that is there are so many people that are, when I say unhappy or just unsettled and disgruntled and mean, and I mean, I'm being nice and have so much angst within them. What does the man with the hump in his back want more than anything else? The man with the hump in his back, the man that's walking with a hump, can't stand up straight. They want you. It's not that they want to get rid of their hump. The man with the hump in his back does not care, does not want to get rid of his hump. No, he wants that hump. He needs that hump. The man with the hump in his back wants you to have a hump too, wants you to suffer, wants you to feel just as bad as he does. And so this thing about misery loves company, misery needs company. And it is, I'm used to it now, but people that are mean, especially online, and you don't even know somebody and you can make a mean comment, it's all about the person. It's all about them. So I practice having compassion for people that can't, that have to be mean, and because I used to be mean. You think I'm up? I used to be a person that was that dealt out blows. And yeah, I mean, I used to walk around with the hammer, hammer and bashing hammer. No. But what I do know is that however I treat someone else reflects on how I treat, number one, myself, and reflects also on, this is what I practice. How would God want to treat people? And so I practice being a human example of the universe, a human example of God. I practice it. And do I master it? But it is a practice. So the state of the world reflects on what you practice. The state of the world, how you define the state of the world just is an indication of what's going on inside of you. That's why these people, and when I talk, and listen, I'm just talking just everyday people. I have one lady at the gym who has decided to be angry and just doesn't speak. It's not personal, and it's not aimed at me. It is a reflection. How you treat other people is a reflection of how you treat yourself. Bam. I wish I could drop this mic. Anyway, that is today's show. And it's a short show today. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. Okay, I want to share this one. Here we go. Put your seatbelt on. Time. There is no time, period. And this is from a YouTube video. It's I don't know who was the author, but this is from an anonymous YouTube video, and I just transcribed it. There is no time, period. Have you ever been to the past? Have you ever been to the future? No, you think about the past, but you think about the past in the present moment. You think about the past now. Have you ever actually been to a place called the past? The past is what you think about. Nobody has ever been to the past. And so it's a belief. It's just a belief that we all take for granted. It is your experience that the now is moving from the past to the present. But is the now moving? Is the present moment moving? And how long does the present moment last? It doesn't. It doesn't last. And now, the now doesn't last. The present moment doesn't last in time. Now is not a moment. Now is eternity, the ever present, not the everlasting. I just thought that was very powerful. Now is not a moment. Now is eternity, the ever present, not the everlasting. So what are we doing here on this planet? Most are programmed, most are following a script, most are believing that the thoughts and the stories are in their head are who they are. Most are identifying with a person. Most are identifying with their name, with their gender, with their race, with their culture, with their status quo, with their accomplishments. Most people are identifying with what humans are programmed to identify with. I'm just here to tell you there is another way. There is another way to live. And that way to live is to know, trust, and believe, and to surrender to each and every moment that you experience. Regardless of what the outcome, regardless of what the story says, this is good, this is bad. This is okay, this is not okay. I know this is a more challenging way to live, but this is the only way to live that maintains and sustains and is rooted in contentment and peace. The only way. So back to the question, what is the state of the world? The state of the world reflects what you practice. The state of the world reflects what's inside of you. The state of the world reflects your inner state. I know that's a hard one to take, but the state of the world reflects your inner state. And when I identify with this Rebecca, when I identify with the human, when I identify with this human self with a name and a gender and a race and an age and all of that, that's very limiting. And the contentment and the peace is very limiting. It's only there for moments. So practicing and maintaining and sustaining the energy and the personal vibration of contentment is a practice. And with that, I think I'm going to wrap up today's show. What a great show. Let me see. Did I tell you this? Oh, yeah. Time. Here we go. Put your seatbelts on for this one. And again, this was transcribed from a video on Instagram. Time. There is no time period. Have you ever been to the past or the future? No, you think about the past, but you think about the past now. I already read that. Next. Wow. Yikes. And that's what happens when you hit 69. You forget what happened 5 minutes ago. And then I'm going to end with this one. This is a doozy. Put your seatbelts on for this one. Questions. There are no real questions in existence. All questions are false because life is not a problem to be solved. It is a mystery to be lived. Only fools go on questioning and thinking that some answers will help them. No answer is going to help you. Every answer will create more questions. You can see in the whole world of philosophy, every answer has raised thousands and thousands of other unnecessary questions, but not a single answer has come out of 5,000 years, 5,000, probably thousands more than 10,000s of philosophical questions. Buddha has been reported to have said, a meditator loses all of their questions. A moment comes where there are no questions left. And that moment is when you attain wisdom. Wisdom is not an answer. Wisdom is an unfolding of your consciousness. And it is not that you know that you are becoming something, but you are experiencing life in its totality. Bam! And again, the reason for the suffering is the programming. And I've said it more than once, programmed. And let me just share this. This is on Amazon, my latest program for unhappiness, exposing the untold truth, which became an international bestseller. It's on Amazon, Program for Unhappiness. And in this book, I list 56 program behaviors. I'm actually up to 58 now. But 56 program behaviors that subtract from a person's happiness. And when I say happiness, let me be clear. What I'm speaking of is a personal energy, a personal vibration of contentment. That's it. Is it possible to vibrate an energy of contentment regardless of what life throws at you, regardless of the ups and downs? And the answer is yes, but it's a practice. Happiness is a practice skill. Contentment is a practice skill. And the value of those contentment, peace, some people don't even value it or commit to it or prioritize it. And that's okay too, because that's their journey. None of my business. All right. Wow. The show went fast. Any questions? Anybody in the chat want to ask a question? I love questions. I had a question from one of my students. This was actually a question. List what you were programmed to believe in what a successful, happy life looks like. List what you were programmed to believe in what a successful, happy life looks and or feels like. And so the answer, the programmed answer was education, material things, accomplishments. And then the other question was, what's excuse me, what's another perspective? And the other perspective is, hold on a second. I think I get a tickle in my throat because I have candles burning. Regular old-fashioned candles. Anyway, and another perspective of what's a successful, happy life looks like. Another perspective is contentment with good health. Now, I'm going to have to throw this out, this good health thing, because can you say you can't feel contentment or you can't be content when you have bad health or when there's something that you are challenged by, some medical challenge? There's no way to feel contentment. Well, the answer is of course there is, but it takes a lot of deprogramming because the world is programmed to believe that health is wealth, that health is here, but you can be as healthy as hell and still not be happy. In fact, there was what was this back in the 80s, very famous runner, Fix. You can Google him, marathon runner, dropped dead at, I think he was in his 40s. So I get the health thing, but even more than health, it's what's going on between right here. What's going on? And are you the master? Are you the observer of what's going on? Or are you identifying with what's going on here? That's the difference. Okay. Well, that's the end of today's show. Again, if you just tuned in late, I'll just give you a brief summary. What's the state of the world? The state of the world reflects on what you practice. The state of the world reflects your own internal state. What? You heard her. The state of the world reflects your internal state. So if you see the world chaotic, toxic, tragic, doomed, evil, whatever word you want to throw in, whatever you describe, however you perceive the world, that is what's going on inside of you. And that's why my answer to that question, what's the state of the world, is always, it's in divine order. It's in order. Am I going to try to explain it? No, but it is in order. People don't like to hear that. That's okay. That's the end of today's show. Thank you for listening. Reality Spirituality Radio is heard every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and every Saturday morning at 9:15 live Pacific Standard Time. My son and I host a show. It's called What Happens When a Mother and Son Make Sense Out of Nonsense, plus more. We're on episode 69 next week. Yes. Ooh, over a year. Follow me on Instagram, which is Reality Spirituality. My website is RebeccaNorrington.com. Follow me on Twitter at RL Norrington. I'm on LinkedIn. I already said my Instagram handle, and my YouTube channel is growing. Thank you. You know who I'm talking about. Little by little. And my first book, Reality Spirituality, The Truth About Happiness, can be purchased on Amazon. I published that in 2014. But my latest book, is Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. It's on Amazon. And in this book, I list 56 program behaviors. It became an international bestseller and best-selling author, but we all know the formula for that. And until next week, my dear audience, I want you to remember who the hell you are. You are a physical extension of the universe. You are conscious energy, which is always evolving, always changing, always growing. Love is patient and love is kind. Be patient and be kind to yourself by accepting yourself in every moment. Be your own best friend. Remember, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. It is about the journey. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality Radio with yours truly, happiness specialist, inner peace practitioner, most importantly, a student. Happiness, contentment, inner peace is a practiced skill. And I promise you, the more you practice, the more peace you're going to find, the more contentment you're going to experience, because your experience in every moment depends on what you practice. Thank you for listening. Let me cue up my theme song. Oh, hold on. Where's my assistant? I don't have an assistant yet. Where's my studio? Where's the director? Where's my assistant? Where's my where? Where's my hair and makeup person? Where's my wardrobe person? Where is it, universe? Oh, it's just me. It's just me. And here we go.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one. Got a question for RL? It's time to get some answers, baby. Oh, now we getting real. It's time to get down. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Get real good. That's what I'm talking about. Get real.
Until next week.